As we continue creating awareness about the kind of content children are supposed to consume and the amount of time to spend on screens, it is important to get different views from different people in different capacities. Today, we got a chance to interact with Reverend Patrick Kamara, a priest at St. Janani Luwum Church of Uganda in Zambia, who noted that children are by far even than their parents in regards to being acquainted with digitalization.
Children these days are so brilliant that they know so many, allow me to use the word hacks, they know many hacks as to do with phones or gadgets. Things that even an adult cannot do, these children can do them. And at times we wonder, when do they learn these things? And at times they can surprise you by doing something which you thought requires a technician. And that alone speaks volumes. That every time either we are asleep or when our phone is laid down, the children will pick it up. And sometimes we call them and say, come and help me, put a password, and actually you are aiming at controlling them by putting a password. And they themselves help you to put a password, and again they will unlock immediately you leave. And so they look at us and they begin evaluating us.
Reverend Kamara gives his personal experience as he shared with his son on how he makes use of media devices, and the response took him far miles in thoughts of what should be done.
He looks a lot of justice being done in some of the cartoons he watches. He says there is Superman, they are different as you know them, and he says the person comes in to bring to expense justice. Now, whereas that is an encouragement for me that he thinks of justice, but how about when the justice is full of rage? I need to discuss with him more of that justice. How about when he decides to carry justice in his hands instead of utilizing government or institutions to expend justice?
When asked on how religious teachers and values can guide parents and caretakers in monitoring and regulating children's screen time, Reverend Kamara called upon fellow religious leaders to do more of sensitization.
As religious leaders, we need to carry more sensitization seminars, to bring seminars in church, in our pastoral visitations, in our sermons, and all other forums to make sure that there are things that concerns raising up the society, especially the children whom we have. And now I'm glad that we have Family TV. Honestly, it's only the channel that I can put on, and I will not be worried what the children are going to watch.
According to him, religious communities can support families in promoting healthy media habits for children by putting up specific rules.
Families do not live in isolation. They live in a community. A community is made up of so many people of backgrounds and characters and religions and schools of thoughts and whatever. So I think one of the things is that we need to pick golden rules. Morality or good morals are universal. So the church, as religious people, we need to support one another and raise policies, especially when it comes to the social media and use of broadcasting and music and drama, all this as we like shaping people, to have policies that will not contaminate the character of our children.
On how religious teachings can address the potential negative effects of excessive screen time on children's mental, physical and spiritual well-being, the man of God says while preaching, there should be use of different mechanisms to have young people understand the teachings.
Where the scriptures are quite many, if we are to look at them. Proverbs 23:13 talks about disciplining. Disciplining is not beating only. So if a church raises up the topic, I'm happy like now for the Church of Uganda, this year's theme, we are talking about conforming to God's word. God's word is not about being a good exegesis or a good expositor. You need to go deeper into even giving live explanations, live cases or personal stories which can help people to know how to understand them. But not only that, in our teaching, we can use drama we can use skit, we can use community poems, we can use write-ups.
He advises parents and caretakers to be intentional on parenting if they are to strike a balance between the use of digital media with other activities that promote holistic child development.
Let's be intentional on parenting, not by proxy, not by virtue, not by somebody else. Regulate the hours which the children interact with the gadgets. Check the gadgets. Sensitize yourself on how to use the gadgets. Don't ask the same child to put a password for you. Learn to put strong passwords yourself. Learn to monitor the timer up of the system.
To religious leaders, he called for collaboration if they are to raise awareness about the importance of safe and irresponsible media usage or consumption.
Let us work with one another. I encourage all the pastors or the caregivers that let's sit with the youth and engage in a discussion. When you can't have a right answer, please tell the child or the student or the young man that I'm not so sure, but I'm going to research about this and make an appointment of meeting with them again. Create a cup of tea, a cup of juice with them. Children love juice, and instead of tea, have a cup of juice with them that they want to take, and see it as a different approach of how to engage the youth with the popcorns, with the tea. You bonga with them and laugh with them. Have a sense of humor so that they can come near with you. And for mothers and fathers, Daddy, I want to tell you that's why they call you Daddy. I love Father Kiwi when he says tata atata, si tata. You need to release time.
Reverend Patrick Kamara's insight underscores the need for a proactive approach in guiding children's media usage. His call for collaboration and the use of religious teachings to address the impact of excessive screen time on children's well-being resonates as a vital step in ensuring a balanced and healthy upbringing in today's digital age. This is Screen Time series. Join us as we serve the young eye.
I wish you a very happy Easter. And I request that each one of you during this Easter season have time with your people, build relationship with your children,